The men's basketball team suffered their first back-to-back conference losses in 3 years, dropping them out of a top 5 national ranking. But the team is getting healthy, and we look at how they're ready to bounce back with a vengeance right now on the Cardinal Report. Welcome to the Cardinal Report. I'm Marc Dahlquist. Joining me to start things off this week is head coach for the men's basketball team, Todd Raridon. Coach, thanks so much for coming in.
Mark, thanks for having me.
So obviously a tough loss for the Cardinals. You guys fall to Wheaton, 71-69, but it was a game that the Cardinals were really in control of late in that one.
Well, I felt good with 2 minutes to go. We were up 8, but we've been there, done that. I mean, it was like Groundhog Day. I think the year before it was the same thing, but we lost in double overtime, and this time it was unfortunate that, again, we just had some things that did not go our way, that went Wheaton's way, and you give credit to Wheaton because they made things happen, and we did not. So hats off to them.
Third conference loss this year. Does this one sting a little more because you guys were up by 8 with 2:16 on the clock?
Well, to me, they all sting. I don't care who they are, but it's just something that it probably was a little deeper, just from the standpoint that we were ahead with a couple minutes to go, and just especially with the experience we had on the floor, that we just did not close the game out like I thought we could and thought we should have.
Well, the Cardinal Report was there to see the team invade King Arena. Let's go to the highlight. Landon Gamble and the Cardinals coming off a tough road loss to Illinois Wesleyan earlier in the week, and they won't have it any easier with the Thunder fans inside King Arena at Wheaton College. North Central falls behind by 8 early on, but they find their sweet spot on the floor and calm the thunderstorm. Ben Hyde, Derek Reardon, and Pat Rourke all drain it from the same downtown region, and the Cardinals blow past Wheaton and lead by 4 12 minutes in. But the Thunder roar back as Peter Smith knocks one down off the inbound. Then Tyler Peters pushes it up to Michael Vam in transition, and his triple has his teammates and fans pumped as Wheaton leads by 1 at the break. Vam keeps his form in the second half, and the Thunder build their largest lead of the game, going up by 10 after a 17-4 run. Then Reardon gets into a rhythm for the Cardinals as they put together their own run. First off the pass, then off the dribble. He led the way with 18 in the game, and Aaron Tickness gives North Central its largest lead when his three-pointer makes it 63-55 with 2:16 to go. But that's plenty of time for the Thunder to do damage. Tyler Peters creates his own shot in the paint to cut it to 4. Then Braden Tusher knots it at 64 from long range with 35 seconds left. This one's headed to overtime. In the extra minutes, it's Peters who scores the first bucket for the Thunder. Then off the Vam miss, Nathan Hayes chases down his biggest rebound of the game, and Nate Serenius thanks him with a jumper that ties it up at 68. Cardinals down 2 with just seconds remaining. They have a chance, but Tickness can't get the shot off in time, and the Thunder pull off the overtime win, 71-69. Coach, that's a real tough place to play, but you got to be proud of the Cardinal fans. They had a nice showing there at King Arena. A lot of Cardinal fans in the stands.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was great to see when we walked out, especially as a coach, that the whole one side pretty much on our side was filled, and that's exciting for our players too, that we have that kind of support, and it's becoming a bigger rivalry as the seasons go on.
And they say winning breeds fans, and the Cardinal fans, maybe 3-4 years ago, you guys may not have seen that type of following at a place like Wheaton College. Are you guys getting used to your fans really showing a lot more support with this team this year?
Well, we have, and I think I know our kids are excited about it. Even when we went to Illinois Wesleyan, we had a pretty good following down there.
You mentioned the Illinois Wesleyan game, Coach. That was another one that the Cardinals fall to. But these are all ranked teams that you guys are losing to. It's really proven that the CCIW is one heck of a conference.
Well, it's something I've been saying all along, and I think the last 9 years I've said that. So, this year's no different. I mean, I don't care if you're the bottom team or the top team. I mean, every night out, it's a grind out game, and you have to be ready for it. And our players have to be ready for it. They understand. They've been, like I said before, the experience factor has to take over. They know how big a game every game is for us, and now they become even magnified more so coming into this week just because of our 3 losses in the conference. But at the same time, you know, they know what to expect, and I think as we as coaches know what to expect from not only our kids but also the other team.
Yeah, you're not on the outside looking in yet for the CCIW tournament, but Wesleyan's right now in control to host that tournament. How do these big games in the regular season help you guys for hopefully what will become a big postseason run?
Well, they'll be huge for us. I mean, the experience factor there also because for the most part, it seems like in the NCAA tournament, I mean, you're going to see great teams. There's not a bad team in the NCAA tournament. Our focus, unfortunately, is right now is on one game at a time because we have to approach it that way. This time of the year, I know it's the end of January. We still have the whole month of February to go, and there's not one game on our schedule we can't win. But at the same time, there's not one that we could not lose, too. And so it's something that I think our kids really have to focus on each individual game and not worry, not try to look ahead, not what's down the road, but just stay focused on what is in front of them at the present.
And how are you going to do that as a coach? Because this is uncharted territory for some of these guys on the team. You haven't had back-to-back conference losses in 3 years. So how is this team? What was the feeling in the locker room after that Wheaton game?
We just have to get back to work. We can't worry about that. You know, it's kind of like what I tell them after every game. Enjoy the win, and we get back to work tomorrow. It's the same way the other night. And, you know, you can't worry about it. We just have to get back to work and try to improve as a team. And, you know, it's helped that we've had some kids back healthy now that, you know, we talked about practice-wise, getting them back on the practice floor that we haven't had for a while. And so it's nice to have everybody back fairly at full strength, not completely, but getting closer.
Yeah, injuries were really a problem for this team, I feel like, to start the season. You had guys that were missing because of flu, missing because of shoulder injuries. How does that affect the team chemistry when you don't have your main guys always on the floor?
Well, it kills it, to be honest with you, but yet at the same time we get a chance to develop a little bit deeper bench, and so that's a nice thing. I'm hoping that'll help us, you know, in come February, because their kids are getting tired. You know, they've been through a grind so far. We started on October 15th, and now it's almost February 1st. So, you know, it's a long season for them, and this will help, I think, down the road. You know, a year ago we had most of our injuries at the beginning of the season. This time now it's in the middle, and we've had some adversity a little bit. And now we just have to see how this team responds.
Definitely a long season, but hopefully you guys make it longer, playing well into March. Thanks, Coach. Don't go anywhere because we continue to break down the Cardinals with Coach Raridon right after this.
Loaves and Fishes Community Pantry provides more than food. We provide hope. With your help, we can provide food and hope to children, families, and seniors in need. Please visit us online to find out how you can join us in the fight to end hunger in our community. Loaves and Fishes, the power of community to change lives.
Welcome back to the show. With us still is men's head basketball coach, Todd Raridon. Coach, so we were talking about the injuries a little bit. You guys are now getting healthy. What's it like with your 5 main starters back on the floor? Because really this is a group of guys that can compete with anybody nationally.
Well, we hope we can compete. I think we can. It's just a matter, like you said, of getting everybody back on the floor, and we have here this last week. So it's been nice to have everybody back. You know, if you take a week or 2 weeks off, your legs are gone. You lose your physical shape a little bit, your stamina, and consequently we lose some of our continuity within the framework of our team. You know, Aaron Tickness is somebody that has been struggling for us, but part of that is because he's been out and had a knee injury. But you know, it's somebody that we have relied heavily on, and we need him back at full strength, and we need him helping us compete at a high level.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't need more role players out on the floor. You guys have a lot of role players, but you need guys like Aaron and Landon to really step up. And they both tried to in that overtime period, but Landon had a tough shooting night against the Thunder.
Well, he did, and I mean, it was just one of those games where he's produced a lot of big games for us and made a lot of big shots. And the other night, he just wasn't there. His shot wasn't, and for the most part, you know, we need Aaron to produce more offensively than what he's doing. Get some hustle points, you know. Today in practice, I mean, he was giving us those hustle points, those rebounds that we need, that he was giving early in the preseason, and that it was nice to see the old Aaron back, and that's what I think the team feeds off that. And you when you have him going at that pace, and then you add Derek in there and Vince, I mean, that makes a good combination all the way around.
Derek with a nice game against the Thunder, 18 points. He really seemed to come on fire there in that second half, but he fouled out late in that game on almost, you don't want to say questionable call, but something that could have went either way. What did that do to the team once Derek had to go to the bench?
Well, it changed our makeup of our team, obviously, because we rely heavily, especially with Derek down the stretch, to make big shots for us, and he has produced for the most part. And I thought at Wesleyan he did a nice job of scoring for us. I thought that he did a nice job the other night against Wheaton. But the thing is we're asking Derek to cover pretty much their best offensive player, as far as somebody that has been producing double-digit numbers too. So he's asking a double role, and that's not always easy, and especially at the college level. But I've been pleased with him. I just hope he can continue, because we definitely need Derek to contribute at both ends of the floor. And then hopefully the other guys, as they come along, I mean, they'll continue to improve, and that'll make our team that much more better.
And talking to some of the guys after the game, especially Derek, they were emotional. That this one really seemed to sting, like you said earlier, because you guys knew that you should have won this one.
Well, as a coach, you want it to sting, I think. You'd like to see it that way. And it's just now a matter of mentally, they have to forget about it now. And like I said, move on, and that's what we hope to do tomorrow night.
Yeah, the games in the past, you guys have a schedule ahead that includes Carthage, the team that hands you your first loss of the year. I bet those guys are going to want to get back to the team that handed them that first L.
Well, I hope so, and that's something that I've really been pleased with teams that I've had at North Central. It seems like, when something goes wrong like that, or they kind of have that in the back of their mind, they come out and play hard. But at the same time, I mean, we need to play smart basketball and not just, say, oh, they beat us the first time. I mean, we have to come out and execute what we need at both ends of the floor, because Carthage gives us a different problem than what Wheaton did or what Illinois Wesleyan did. So it's something that we can't rely on what we've done to change things defensively. We have to make adjustments on the run with Carthage, because they're well coached and they have some excellent players.
And then you guys have Elmhurst Saturday night. It's got to be nice after these couple of losses on the road to be back on your home floor and really playing where you guys are best.
Well, we've had good success at home. In Murner Fieldhouse has been a good place for us here this year, especially, and really last year too. So, I'm hoping being home will, obviously I hope we shoot it better than we have on the road, but you still have to make them, and we just have to execute, and that's the bottom line, is being able to me, I always tell our kids, you got to be able to play defense, and you have to be able to rebound. Those two things are definitely two constants that we can take care of. We do that, we're going to be in good shape, because I think a lot of times those two things create our offense for us.
Well, Coach, it was a tough loss against Wheaton, but hopefully we can see the team bounce back this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Don't change that channel, because after the break, we welcome in two Cardinals that hope to put the team back in the win column. We'll be right back.